I don't think climate change was something that I was very concerned about. I was a little bit concerned about it, but it definitely wasn't something I thought about every day.
Leah could have a big impact on the way we live our lives. She spends most of her time looking after horses, but a few months ago she received an invite to join the UK's first climate assembly.
I thought it might have been a bit of like one of those fraudulent letters you get sometimes, but when I realised that it was like an actual genuine thing, I thought it was really interesting.
We need something that will work, not just a pipe dream.
There are 110 Climate Assembly members chosen from all walks of life. They've been asked to work out how the UK can reduce its greenhouse gas emissions to net zero by 2050. They've been looking at everything from how we generate electricity to choices about transport.
There's a lot of different opinions on how we should go about getting to net zero, and we don't always agree.
Left leg forward, check your alignment as well.
You could be in London and public transport could be all electric, and you could be in a rural area where there may be no public transport, so you have no choice but to have a car.
Morning, Dr. Morning.
Morning.
Ibrahim, a GP, says each Assembly member brings a unique perspective. So what changes would they make to cut emissions?
I think it's much better to buy British and focus on buying British rather than foreign imports.
I would probably look to probably eating less meat and probably get better cuts.
I drive an American Mustang, and I'm not looking to change that at any time soon.
I was looking at electric cars, but living in a flat, there's no charging places.
I go with quality over quantity. I buy clothes that are more expensive and last longer.
There's no financial benefit of improving your house more environmentally. It doesn't add value to your house.
At home, I would like to make changes, turning the heating down just by a couple of degrees and making the kids put their jumper on.
The Climate Assembly was supposed to have concluded back in March, but then the coronavirus pandemic struck. So like meetings up and down the country, the Assembly has moved to video conferencing. So how has the coronavirus changed the way you think about the UK getting to net zero by 2050?
It has proved that a lot of people can work from home if need be, and that would therefore help with having less cars on the road.
We all know if you stop flying and driving cars, the air's going to get greener, but I think at some point the money will run out and we won't be able to afford to carry on living how we are at the moment.
So will a green recovery be possible?
The governments, not just the UK, but all across the world, would want to get back to, restarting their economies. And the key fear is that all the climate change policies would all be pushed to the background.
That this is a brilliant opportunity to just restart in an entirely different way, focusing on more green jobs, retraining people, and if we can get something positive out of this negative, is that we can get to net zero maybe even quicker than 2050.
With the Assembly meetings now almost complete, the next step will be a report of recommendations that will be submitted to the government.
If you get a chance to influence how government policies are made, that you should be able to do it, and it's really important that the government hears the voice of the people.